Good day everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to play and reviewing the game Tolerance. Now Tolerance is a trick-taking game that is based off of the English Reformation of the 16th and 17th centuries, where there's been a lot of battling between Catholics and Protestants. And the object of the game is to get the most amount of points by the different tricks that you win and then by the different effects that you receive with all the types of different scoring that is going on. So let's check it out. There are 5 suits in this game, and in rank order they are nobles, clergy, townsfolk, peasants, and then this is the wild suit. And you can make the wild suit any one of these. Now this game is played in a series of 3 rounds, and in each round you are going to have a different monarch. The first round is going to have Queen Mary, and she favors the Catholics. The second round will have Queen Elizabeth, and she is neutral. The third round has King James, and he is going to favor the Protestants. Each of these monarchs, if they are still alive by the time the round ends, will have an ability to kill off a card of an opponent. Everybody's going to be receiving one of these cards here. You're going to be placing your living cards here and then any deceased cards here, and I'll talk about how that all works here in a bit. This is also going to show you the suit order and then the end of round scoring. You'll have all these different things that you're going to be doing at the end of the round. And over here, these are the different role cards that you can play. Everybody can play as Bertram the Balanced. They recommend doing this for the first game. And later games, you can go ahead and get different people like Juba or Gregory or Pierre. Each of these are going to have different ways of scoring over here, so you can kind of keep this hidden from your opponents as you're playing the game. Now, along with the suit and the rank, each of these cards is going to have an ability or an effect that they are going to apply on all the cards that they won in the trick. Right over here is tax collecting. What tax collecting will do is you will collect the value of each living card in the trick of the specified type. So in this one, you would be collecting the ones for the wild and then for the townfolk. So a way I could score is I would look and I say, okay, here's one of the wilds. He doesn't have any tax to give. Let's say I happen to have a townfolk card over here. He has a value of 3, so that would give me 3 in taxes. This one is to collect piety, and piety is going to be this number right over here. This particular card is looking for piety from the peasants and from the nobles. So if I look here, I'll have one peasant who has a piety of 1. I'm also going to be looking for the nobles, and I have a noble here. This would give me a piety of 4, so that would give me 4 points. This one is to kill. This basically is going to tell you that you're going to kill one of the cards off in the trick that you won. Now, if there is no number here, that means you're going to kill off all the cards that you won in the trick. So for this particular one, if I kill off a card, let's just say I take this one out, it would be out. This is a guild. This symbol is going to be used to help score points later on. This one over here is condemn. Condemn means that if you will find a card that is of a lower rank than this card, so 6 or below, and if you can, then you will be able to kill them off. If not, then they will be proclaimed innocent. This one is looking for Protestants. So this Protestant over here, I would be able to condemn this card. Right over here is convert. This will allow you to convert a Catholic to a Protestant or vice versa. You'll target a card, and if the target is lower than the rank of this card, then you'll be able to convert it. So for example, I'm looking here, this card is a Protestant, so I would be able to go ahead and convert this to a Catholic. And finally, you'll have some cards here that don't have any actions on them, so you just won't do anything. So if you haven't played a trick-taking game before, here's the way it works. I'm going to take a card out of my hand. I'm going to play it here in the middle of the table if I'm starting. And let's say to start, I'm going to start with the 12 of nobles. Now, in order to win the trick, a player is going to have to beat this number with this rank. So they're going to have a 13 of nobles or a 14 of nobles, for example, in order to beat this. Every player who happens to have a blue card is going to have to play it. If they don't, they can play any card. So let's say player 2 plays this. He plays a 5 of the nobles. Player 3 doesn't have a noble, so he decides he's going to play this wild card. This is a 1, and you can change this to any suit that you want. And so the last player plays, he doesn't have a noble either, so he is going to go ahead and play the 12 of clergy. So since I played this card first, and I have the highest rank of this suit, I will win the trick. Okay, so after you win the trick, what you're going to do is you're going to take all the cards and you're going to put them in numerical order, starting with the highest rank if there is a tie. So right here, the noble is looking to collect taxes from the Protestants. So we got a Protestant here and a Protestant here. This is the taxes that they have, which is 1 each. So that is going to be a score of 2. So you'll go ahead and put 2 here. You'll start with 5. If this ever gets below 0, you're going to end up having to take out a loan card. So next we will go over here to the bishop. The bishop is looking to collect taxes from clergy and then this suit. Now he can tax himself, so he's going to go ahead and do that and get 1. There are no wheel suits here, so that'll end it for him, and he'll go ahead and add another coin here. Now we go to humble Elaine here, and he is looking to kill a Catholic. This one is technically a Catholic, so he could go ahead and kill him off. So right here we have Francis. He's going to go over here. He's a living card. The bishop over here is a living card. Humble Elaine over here is also a living card, so he'll go here with the Protestant. This card got killed off, and it is a prevailing Catholic, so he will go over here. So let's just say we went to the end of the round. We're going to go ahead and use this little chart here to go ahead and get the score. So right now we are in Mary. The first thing that's going to happen is the royal execution. So let's say another player had happened to win one of these monarch cards over here. This is going to be her effect. So let's say the person who won this card decided to play it on me and wanted to kill off this Protestant over here. So I'll put this over here in my deceased pile. We're going to collect end of round taxes. We're going to score 1 coin for anything that we have in the living Catholic pile. Now this is going to change each round. So count this. And we'll get 1 coin for each, so I got 3 coins. So I'm going to go ahead and add 3 coins over here like so. Next, we're going to count up the piety. And this is going to be for every living card that is either a Catholic or a Protestant. So I already have 3 here, so I'm going to just simply add that number. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have 3 piety here for the Catholics, so I'll add that. And then I'll have 5 piety for the Protestants over here. Up next, we're going to go ahead and repay any loans that we have. This, of course, would be this card in case you went below 0 in your coins. We have not, so we don't need to do this. Now we're to the score section, so we're going to look at the roll card that we picked, and we're going to go ahead and score with this. The first we're going to look at is any suits that we have collected. Bertram the Balance is looking for any greens in the living area, so we're going to count. I've got 1 over here, and this is 1 per. So I will go ahead and add 1 over here to where it says suit stand. Next thing is going to be if I have at least 1 guildmaster. I'm going to look through my cards, and I do not have a guildmaster, so I won't score anything for that. Also, if I happen to have the most amount of guildmasters, I would end up scoring this additional point. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the deceased. This is looking for deceased Protestants. I get 1 point for that. So I have a 1 deceased Protestant, so that will be 1 point for that. So I'll put that right over here for 1, and this gives me a total of 2. Now once you get to the end of the game score, and once all 3 rounds have been played, what you're going to do, you're going to look on your roll card and get victory points for the amount of pennants that you got. So for example, let's just say I happen to have 25 points here total. I would end up marking off these 2. Let's say I had 15 points total here. I would mark off this. And let's just say I also happen to have 30 gold. I would mark off these 3 over here as well. So I'm going to end up scoring 1 point for each of these banners that I have marked off. So for the Catholic, I've got 2. For the Protestant, I have 1. And for the money, I have 3. And so what you'll do is you'll total up all of these amounts over here, and whoever has the most amount of points is going to win. So if you've ever played a standard trick-taking game like spades, you're going to be bidding and then trying to win that certain amount of tricks and then trying to score points. That's a standard trick-taking game. Now this game is a trick-taking game, but it takes it to a much deeper level. In this game, you are trying to win tricks, but at the same time, you are trying to score depending on what your roll card is, on what the different types of cards that you're playing at, with the different types of effects that the cards play. So if someone ends up playing a card that you may not have, you might be looking through your hand and saying, okay, well, this card has a kill effect, so I can go ahead and play that card. Or you can try to find like a card that is going to maybe convert somebody over to the other side, which might not score for the other. So there's a lot of different types of strategies in this game as you are playing the cards. Now, if you wanted to just start to learn the game, you could have a basic strategy as if to say, okay, well, I don't have this particular card, I don't have this particular suit, but this does have a kill on it, so I'll just go ahead and play the kill, just to kind of get the feel of the game. But as you're playing the game and really getting to learn the scoring system, it gets a lot deeper. For example, you're going to have the monarchs. One monarch is going to be a Catholic, another one is going to be a Protestant, another one is going to be neutral. That's going to change up the scoring. And I really like the trick-taking mechanism. Once you win the trick, you'll sort the cards out, and then you'll just look and see what everybody does. Some will be collecting taxes, some will be trying to convert people, other people will try to condemn and kill. So there's a whole lot of different of these actions that are going on, and in some cases you might not really get much of anything because the card might not have any kind of effect at all or give any taxes, or it could even give negative piety and negative taxes. So you can play a card like that on your opponent, or you may be stuck with it yourself. The suits are also very cool. I like the artwork on the cards. Again, you're going to be scoring for the different types of suits that you're trying to get in the game, and it depends again on the monarch and then on your roll card. And it also depends on the period as well. So there's a lot of different ways to score in this game, and I find this game very fascinating. It's like when you're starting to play the game, you're just kind of looking to see all the different ways that you can score and all the different ways that your opponent can score, and you're trying to figure out a way to balance the two of them out with all of these different ways to score. Because you've got endgame scoring, you've got trick-taking scoring, and then you've got the end of round scoring that happens when you're collecting the taxes and the piety, and then you're going through the list with your roll cards. This is a very cool game. This is a game that I find that if you like trick-taking games, this is a game you should check out. This is a heavy trick-taking game though, so you might want to do some research before you decide to get it if you think it's for you. However, I like the game a lot. I think it's a brilliant use of the trick-taking mechanism, and the theme fits the theme well. I mean, you've got Protestants and Catholics, and you've got all the things like condemn and kill and convert and all those things that happened during that time period. So yeah, it's a good game. Definitely recommend checking it out if you like trick-taking games. All right, guys, that's my review of Tolerance. We'll see you. Keep on gaming.